What's happening, people? Welcome back. Architects are back with Whiplash, the third single off of their newly announced album, The Sky, the Earth and All Between, out on the 28th of February 2025. We have had Seeing Red, which was their comeback track, Curse, which was the second single to follow, and now we have Whiplash. I honestly, Curse and Seeing Red are great songs. I know they aren't old school Architects tracks, but I'm starting to see Architects just as a new band, similar to the way in which I'm looking at Linkin Park. Yeah, it's not their older stuff, but as long as the new stuff is still fun, I don't really give a fuck. You know, if you want to listen to the old stuff, it's still there. Yeah, maybe it's not as fun for like the OG metalcore heads that just want like those fun old school riffs, but the choruses and just the overall fun and energy of it has been pretty sick. These guys are doing tours with like Metallica and shit, so I'm sure they're just like making arena songs at this point. They're just like, fuck it, man, we're clear. I understand both sides of the story. I know people are going to be like, just because they're big doesn't mean they have to go away from creating music that matters. I get it. Let's go. I've just listened to an hour and a half of melodic death metal on my Patreon, so there's absolutely nothing that Architects could release right now that will come even close to how painful of an experience that was to listen to the death metal album. So let's go. Also, I seen the description of this video. There is about, I'd say 2,000 people that are involved in the making of this video, so. Very Mick Gordon off rip. Down, 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 down. Jesus. What's Sam saying? I can't hear a fucking word. I'm so excited to read these lyrics. Oh, people are gonna hate this. Grower chorus, for sure. Feels like something off of For Those That Wish to Exist. Or no, sorry, what's that album called? The Classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit. And they're really keeping busy with albums though. 2018, 2021, 2022. I haven't really been paying attention to the video, but what just happened? For those that wish to exist, synth coming in there, kind of like animals.
Everything is going to be fine.
Was not expecting an extended breakdown. just leave this on? I'm happy to just listen to Legion. We just do a Legion reaction. Okay, sorry. Okay, we will actually talk about the Architects. And fuck, I want to listen to this song now. Okay, I'm gonna go off the dome on this one. I yapped for a good like 5 to 10 minutes there, but I realized that like people are probably just gonna click off. I'm yapping way too hard. So I think it's fair to say that at this point in Architect's career, they kind of have like a split fan base, and you can see it in the comment section already, where some people will, well, to be honest, the comment sections are always overwhelmingly positive. On their YouTube channel, it's going to be the case. It's everyone who's subscribed to them that are going to be clicking on the video because they want to hear the Architects that they know and love. Some people will obviously be in the boat where they like their older stuff and they like their newer stuff. But I think in the more niche communities, like in my own Discord, I see a lot of distaste for the newer stuff, and I see it across the more like niche communities in like other people's, you know, smaller metal communities where they have a little bit more in detailed conversations and in-depth conversations about not only Architects but other bands across the scene that maybe have changed their sound over the years. So I see the overwhelmingly positive response on the Architects video, and then I see the more niche fan base that are like, oh man, I remember when these albums came out. And I think that's just a pretty fortunate position to be in, that Architects have been able to be so successful over the years, where they've had the, you know, massive hits that is All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us, like Lost Together, Lost Forever, Hollow Crown. I haven't actually listened to Hollow Crown yet. I will get to that at some point, but you guys have seen, for the most part, I'd imagine a lot of you guys may have seen my reactions to like the more popular older albums. I've also done some reactions to their newer stuff as well, and they're in a fortunate position where they can say that they've had an amazing fan base from day one all the way through, and now I think we're starting to see this split between the current fan base, which is maybe people that came in with like the classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit, and even as far back as Animals. Animals, I think, was like the first kind of like, or that era for those that wish to exist. That was when maybe the tides started to turn a little bit, and they went away from the riffs and stuff on Holy Hell. Obviously, there's good reason behind why the band shifted away from that, like obviously rest in peace Tom Searle. Part of me loves the new stuff because it's like really big, anthemic, and like arena rock sounds. Huge production, like Doom Mick Gordon-esque riffs to start us off, and like carries that riff throughout the entire track. They're working with Jordan Fish, like Zach Cervini, like huge names in the scene, like very sought after producers and like all this mixers and masters and stuff. But it does kind of almost feel like it's too polished, and it feels like there's a lot of people around them now at this point where they're kind of like, you know, this will be a really big hit. And again, the choruses are really fun, and there is some like moments of gold in there where the second verse in the song I thought was really sick and like reminiscent of the likes of Animals, which was the first song I'd ever heard by Architects. It's weird because I kind of like fall into the bracket of what I'm describing as like one of the newer fans, because I was introduced to the band with Animals, but then I went back in their catalog and I was like, oh man, their older stuff was amazing. So part of me wants the old school riffs, because I'm sure they're well capable of doing it, but part of me also just wants to see the band succeed and like do really well and be on these big massive arena tours that like the likes of Bring Me the Horizon are doing, because it does feel like they are going down that route of like Bring Me the Horizon, where they're like crossover metalcore at this point, where it's like pop music infused with metalcore. Don't get me wrong, still a really heavy track, and they're not like completely stripping back the layers of what made them in terms of the heaviness. They're still very heavy, but you can hear like with these big massive productions and the introduction of Jordan Fish, you can hear his influence, which is great because he's a fucking amazing fucking musician and obviously a producer. But part of me in saying all that just feels like it's a little bit hollow. It just does feel that way. There's just like still something missing with these tracks. I can't quite put my finger on it, but also I understand that it's probably a little bit hypocritical, because if this was a new band, I'd probably really enjoy this, but it's because I know what Architects are capable of and have done in the past that I just feel like this is, yes, very good career move, because this will do really well and it'll be very popular. I do enjoy the chorus. The double breakdown towards the end was quite unique and that was pretty fun. I still don't really know what side of the fence I stand with Architects. I still think I prefer their older albums, and their riffs are always so fun to go back and listen to and play, but these tracks are a little bit heavier. To be honest, it's funny because these tracks are actually somewhat heavier than like some of their older stuff, but it feels a little bit like soulless and lifeless in certain parts. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to know what you guys think. I'm always confused when I finish one of the new Architect songs. I do really like this band. People hear like any sort of like negative pushback or criticism and they instantly think hater. Well, it's not the case. I fucking love this band. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. Leave a like in the video if you did enjoy. And that's all from me. I'm signing out. Look after yourselves. See you in the next one. I meant to make this shorter, but it's 5 minutes again. I'm sorry. I can't stop yapping. It is what it is. But there's so much to talk about with this band. But yeah. Cheers. Goodbye.